Hello, my name is Tom. I'm 81 and I'm remembering things I did many years ago. And the first episode that I'm going to talk about is when I got very interested in chickens. It might sound odd. I was 17 years old. I was working in London for an advertising agency in Old Queen Street, just off Parliament Square, so near Big Ben. And on the right side was Westminster Abbey, and I worked for an advertising agency at 20 Old Queen Street, uh, Westminster. Yeah, and I can't quite remember what made me become interested in chickens. It might have been that I went to an exhibition which was held in one of the Olympia or Earl's Court, and I believe I went to. For some reason, I I can't quite remember whether I bought the chicks before I went to the poultry exhibition, or whether it was the other way around, whether I went to the poultry exhibition first and then bought the chicks. But it doesn't really matter. But I do know that. I mean, why? I lived in a suburb in southeast London, and we had a. It was a house. It was kind of a Victorian house with quite a long garden, and I think I bought the Poultry World. I saw an advertisement in there. Why I bought the Poultry World, I don't know, but it's hard. I'm not going to make things up, but all I know is that I ordered these chicks from an advertisement in Poultry World, and I can't remember what they cost. This is well, I was born in 1939, so when I was 17, I would be what is 17 plus 39? 39, 49, 49, about 50, about 1957, I think. Yeah, 1957, I bought these 6 chicks, all ordered through an advertisement in the Poultry World, and I was very excited when I got a message. I'm not sure how I got the message. I think there was, because we didn't have no internet in those days, no emails. We had posts, and also we had telegrams where a telegraph boy would come to the house with a telegram, but it wasn't a telegram. But somehow I was told when this, I think I must have had a letter or a letter saying that they'd been dispatched and they'd be at my station in Brockley on a certain day. So I went to the station on the day, not sure whether it was morning or afternoon, but I went there, and I got the box. It was about this wide, brown box, about this high, yeah, about a foot long, and about 8 or 9 inches high, and with some little holes perforated in the box. Obviously, that's to give the chicks inside air. And I could hear cheep, 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 cheep. I couldn't wait. I carried the box home very carefully. I didn't want to. I didn't have a car, or did I? No, I didn't have a car. I didn't have a car. No, I did not have a car. But I carried the box home very carefully. It was about a 10 minutes walk from the station. Brockley. It was near Brockley Cross and up Breakspears Road, and there I got the box home, and I very put the box on the dining room table or the kitchen table. It doesn't matter which table it was, but I put the box down in a careful place, Okay, and I took the box off. I'm not sure how the lid was sealed onto the box, but maybe it had tape. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I took the lid off the box and I looked inside the box. These were fluffy little balls, all looking at me and going cheep, 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 cheep. And I looked at them and I counted them. And guess what? There was one extra. There were 7. And I think I must have contacted the firm who supplied them and said, oh, well, thank you very much. You sent me 7. Did you know you sent me 7? And they just, we always give you one extra, just in case. They didn't say in case of what, but I think maybe one could have died in transit. Because they had probably come a long way on a railway train, in the goods van. So it's quite possible. I suppose it said fragile livestock on the top of the box. I don't remember that. We used to do that. Handle with care, this way up. These days, post office workers seem to just throw parcels around. But then they didn't. They were careful. and there were the 7 chicks. Now, I had the 7 chicks. Now, believe it or not, this might sound very odd, but I had already built them at a place where they're going to be. Now, I was married. No, I wasn't married. Tell a lie. I was not married. Hang on a moment. I think I was married. I believe I was married. Now, you wouldn't believe this, would you? But I thought I was 17, but I was not. I was 18. But I had met a lady, of the female, a person at a dance, and we got close and we got married. I was 17 and she was 19, and I met her in the summer when I was 17 years old. In July, I was 18 in August. I met her in July. I was 18 in August. We got married in January 1958. Yeah, 58. And I think I bought those little chicks in 1958, somewhere around the middle of the year. So at that time, we were living in a downstairs flat. My parents lived in the top flat. And we were living in a nice room with a double bed. And I had built alongside the bed a nice box, about so high, because little chicks, they can't fly. So the box wasn't very high. Nice square box, you know, about 2 feet square, I would say. Yeah. Now, I must have done some research, because you have to know chicks have to be kept warm. It's very important. If chicks get cold, they cool and they will die. And usually there's a mother hen, and the chicks will always go to the mother hen and keep close to the mother, get the warmth from the mother hen. And they also, when they're warm enough, they go a little bit further away and they eat. From a day old, these little chicks start to eat. So obviously I'd bought chick food. I had bought chick food for them. Food was ready, and I bought a little water container for them. I'm not sure whether it's a little water trough or whether it's a drip, some water thing. Oh dear. Wish I could remember. Yeah. And anyway, there they were. Now, to keep them warm, I had, by chance, by fortune, by great fortune, I had a metal lampshade, like a dome, about this wide, white enamel. Excuse me. And I put a normal bulb into the lampshade, 100-degree bulb. It was on a flex, and I could adjust the height. So the floor here with the chicks, I kept the lamp about this high. It's very true. It's yeah, like that, about 5-6 inches above the base of the little container I made for them. I put sawdust there, sawdust to absorb their droppings. Yeah, and the chicks straight away they felt the warmth, and they came underneath the lamp to get warm. And when they were warm, they could move away from the lamp to investigate and start to eat. A little container with the chick food, and they all ate the chick food. And oh, I think you might have seen in my note that I named them all. I gave them all a name, and I didn't. They all looked exactly the same to me, so I couldn't identify them individually. So I had to find a way of recognizing them as individuals, not just any old chicks, random. So each one had its own name, and to identify the chick, I had bought little rings that go on the chick's feet. Coloured rings, many different colours. There would be orange, there would be red, there'd be green, yellow, black, mauve, a few colours. Where I bought them from, I don't know. I probably got them either from the poultry exhibition or online. When I say online, no internet, I don't mean online, I mean through the post. We had posts in those days. You saw an advertisement and you wrote in and you sent a postal order usually. I didn't use checks. Postal order. A postal order, if you bought something for say 30 shillings, that's £1 10 shillings in the old money. You go to the post office, local post office, give the post office £1 10 shillings, that's a pound note and a 10 shilling note, that's 30 shillings, and like a postal order. They give you the postal order and stamp it and put the amount on it. And that postal order now you can either pass it to anybody you like, anyone at all, and that person can cash it, or you can use it to buy something and send it in the post. That's how things were done in the 1950s. Very simple, very easy. The first account I ever had, before even thinking of having a bank account, was a post office savings account. From the age of 15, when I started work in London, I earned £3 a week, and that £3 I gave half to my mother, which was 30 shillings, which left me 30 shillings. My weekly season ticket was 7 and 6 I had free dinners, which were given by vouchers, luncheon vouchers that firm gave me. I had a wonderful lunch every day, a wonderful freshly cooked meal. Always very, very tasty. I'd been very ill when I was 15, and underweight and undernourished and very small and very puny, very underdeveloped. But because I'd been to that firm and had good meals, I grew very quickly, put on weight, and became more or less the height I am now. But not as fat as I am now, of course, much slimmer. And where was I? Yes. I put the little rings on the chicks. And they all had their names. So I named them. So I wrote in a book which chick had which colour and which colour had which name. Now I don't remember them, that's a long time ago. But anyway, I do remember their names. There was Eenie, and there was Meanie, and there's Miney, and there was Mo. Then there was Catcher, and there was Nigger, and Baisto. It's a rhyme, really. Eenie, meenie, miny, mo, catcher, nigger, Baisto. If you hold, let them go. Eenie, meenie, miny, mo. It was a game we played with children when we were deciding who had to hide or something, you know. Eenie, meenie, miny, mo, catcher, nigger, Baisto. If you hold it, let him go. Eenie, meenie, miny, mo. Now, we don't use the word nigger anymore because it's offensive to a lot of people. But as I mentioned, I had worked with the coloured people, with the darkies. I'd been a bus driver, and I had many friends, and I've been to their houses. I've been to their reggae parties. I once became very ill and sick and lost my dentures and my wallet. And the next day there was a ring on my front doorbell, and my bus conductor from Barbados was there and said, "Oh, guess what I've got? All wrapped up in a paper with my teeth." And he said, "Your wallet." I said, "Oh, where did you find? What happened?" He said, "Well, you were very drunk," he said, "and you left. And we checked the toilet, and we found your teeth were in the toilet, and your wallet was on the floor." So here we are. Now, okay, could you want a better person than that? A lot of English people would not have done that. But the Darkies and the 50s were lovely people. Lovely, lovely people. They came and helped us at a time of need to rebuild the country. They were on the trains, the buses, the underground. Oh yeah, they were very, very good people. No trouble at all. No trouble at all. So that is the first episode of The Chicks, and I will continue maybe more tomorrow. Thank you very, very much for watching. Bye-bye. This is bye-bye from Tom. Bye.